And now, Journey to Success with Pete Asmus. Tonight, mindset to action steps and everything in between. We are about you, focusing on what you need to get to that next level. So get ready, get excited, because we are about to get started. From coast to coast, your host, Pete, the visionary pitbull, Asmus. There we go. Man, I love it. I love everything about this. I'm excited. Today is the 60th episode of Journey to Success. So welcome. We've done this 60 times now. I can't even believe that. I mean, 60, it's going to be the 100th episode here pretty soon. Some other really cool things that are happening. As you can see, I've changed a little bit of the branding now because we're changing to the next book. We're changing to Questions Are the Key to Unlocking Your Reality, or Questions Are the Key to Unlock Your Reality and Focus Through the Fear. To me, the reason that I wrote this book, and actually here, let me back up real quick. Welcome to Journey to Success. I am your host, Pete Asmus, and we're going to be here every Sunday night, 6 p.m. The only reason I don't do these calls ever is if I'm on a plane or if I literally cannot tap in. Other than that, I am on this call no matter what. No matter if it's Father's Day, no matter if it's my birthday, no matter what it is, I'm on this call because that's my dedication to you. For me, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? So the reality is, if I'm going to give more, I might as well give more all the time. Why am I going to only give more when it suits me, or only give more when it makes sense for this reason or that reason? To me, man, that it gets confusing then, because am I supposed to give more now, or am I not supposed to give more now? Am I supposed to be happy or sad, or what the hell? I can't even keep up. So for me, it's always about, man, give everything. So tonight, get excited, because tonight we're going to give everything. We're going to do some old school stuff. I'm going to go back into some of the stuff that I used to do in the very beginning when I started this webinar. We're going to talk about the next book that's going to be being released here in the next month or so, man. It's almost done. And I'll show you guys a little preview of that. If you guys have not read my first book, Force Your Dreams into Reality, that's the one we just went over. You guys can go to forceyourdreams.com or just go to c2crea.com. Right there on the right side, you can go ahead and grab the book. You can just input your information and it'll email you the book right like that. And so Force Your Dreams was really about what you needed to do, right? You need to have passion. You need to have belief. You need to have a strategy. You need to have consistency. You need to have all this stuff that you need to have, right? And one of my friends, one of my students, I don't know. It's I've known him for so long. It seems like more of a friendship now. But Mike said, that was a really good book. I loved the book. The problem that I'm having is, how do I do that? And I was like, well, what do you mean? You get your passion. Right. But how? And so questions are the key to unlock your reality is really the how. And I'm excited now because now I'm starting my third book. And the third book is going to be called Creating Unbreakable Habits, so that you become an unmistakable success. And really focusing on the creating unbreakable habits, because I'm going to tell you right now, man, every day I say, you need to write your goals. 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 Guys, you need to write your goals. Guys, you need to write your goals. You should write your goals. Hey, you should write your goals. I'm talking to you. You should write your goals. And I keep saying this, and it's like, I don't know if I'm falling on deaf ears. There's 150 people, I believe, right now in the Thinking to Succeed project here. Check this out. I want to, whoa. No, don't end. Do not end. Cancel. All right. Let me show you something real quick. And I'm going to go ahead, and I believe nobody can see this fast enough that you guys could actually get it. So come on. Bada bing. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. This is the campaign builder. All right. So when I created, all these are different campaigns that we can build. And here's the 21-day challenge, right? 100. Did you see that? 151. Well, 157 total in here, right? Right now, 70 people are in it. Look at this. I can go ahead and I can open this up. Oop, not like that. That's not what I wanted to do. I can go, like this. And look, I can see where every person is, and I can tap in here and see who's actually in there and all this stuff. But all these people are in this, right? And when we go back to the campaign, you're looking at 157 people are in the campaign, right? My question to you then becomes, out of those 157 people, why are they not putting up their goals? Because we're not seeing 157 goals being posted daily, right? And then I started thinking, well, maybe they think that I don't actually do it. And the reality is I do. I've said this so much now, I become a freak about it. Like my book right here, I've started doing this because you guys, I figured you guys would think I don't do them, right? So there are my goals from today, all right? June 22nd, right, which is today's date. All right, here are all my goals. Even better than that, go to peteasmus.com and you can look at today's video, and my goals are actually in today's video. I'm going to start putting my goals in the video, because the thing is, I didn't want to sit there and I'd have to put up this goal and that goal. And it's like, man, I'm already donating so much time, like creating these videos every single day, right? So now I figured out a better way to do it, right? I'll take my picture, I'll put it on Instagram, I'll kick it out. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting it in my videos every day. So you guys see that I literally do what I'm preaching, that I write my goals every single day. I believe in this. I believe in this 100%. And the reason that other people have come in and started writing their goals is because of my passion, because I believe in it. Now, I want everybody around me to have goals. Every time I am talking to anybody, it is the weirdest thing, and I'm sure it probably annoys the crap out of people. But even like we were at an event with my wife's friend, and we were talking to him, and I start, all of a sudden all the guys got to start talking together, right? And so he walks over and we're talking, and I'm like, so what do you do? And he's like, oh, I'm a manager at a grocery store. And I'm like, great. So what do you want to do? Well, I'm like, well, no. What do you want? It's like immediately I go to, how do I help make your life better? How do I help get you to where you want to go? How do I find something that you don't have right now that you really want, right? Whatever that is, more time with the family, more money, more this, more that, whatever their passion is, I'm going to tap into it, and then I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack because I want them to get it, because I have a goal of impacting 10,000 people. That means every day I'm on a time limit. I've got 6 months left. And the thing is the faster I can get this to grow, the more I can get you guys to understand that, look, life, everything that we're doing is all about increasing your life. If you guys missed Saturday morning's call on the Thinking to Succeed project, email me and let me know. I'll send it to you. I'll send you the recording. Even if you're not in the Thinking to Succeed project, I'll send you the recording, because I want you guys to understand what we're really building. And we're going to start having conference calls every day at 11. So I'm going to have my goal. One of my goals now is to have 6 p.m. Pacific locked down for webinars. Every day we're going to have a webinar. The last webinar I'm missing is going to be on Saturday nights, and it's going to be called Young Entrepreneurs and Visionaries. And I'm looking for a teenager, or maybe a couple teenagers, that are going to host this. And I'm going to start creating content for teens, because I want to impact them too. I want to help kids have a different opportunity. I want to help them have a different trajectory, or at least a possible one, right? Because they're going to still have to do the work. I'm not going to go do it for them, but I want to give them a platform to be able to run with. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. The other thing is we're going to start at 11 o'clock every day, a.m. Pacific. I'm going to find it so that I can create a phone call every day. That phone call will be anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. Basically just gearing you up for the day. Basically just telling you, look, it's wake up Wednesday. It's make it happen Monday. Each day will be focused on a different task. But again, it's a way to provide more resources so that you guys can stay focused. The biggest challenge that I see from anybody is staying on point and doing it when it sucks, doing it when it's not fun. How many times do we get excited about doing something? We get excited about creating a direction for us to go, right? To create a strategy, and man, this is going to be so awesome. And I'm going to flip houses, or I'm going to start a cleaning career, or I'm going to whatever, right? Hector just bought a cleaning company. Whatever your idea is, you've got Kenneth is creating his own general contracting company, for lack of a better term, right? And I know somebody who's created a really good one here. And so I put him in touch with him and I said, look, man, he's got some great connections. It doesn't always have to be something that you're getting something from, creating opportunity for everybody involved. But let me tell you, people want help. They want help. But if you don't know what they want to do, it's impossible to help. The reason I knew how I could help Kenneth was because I saw one of his goals. I keep telling you guys, man, write down your goals. Write your goals down and put them out there. Write your goals and put them out there. I don't have 5 minutes. Bull, man, that's bull. There's no way that come on. You don't have 5 minutes, 10 minutes to write your goals. Even if you can't write them super clear, you do have the time to do it. You have the time to take a picture, right? Print it. It doesn't have to be like Gary Horton nice, right? But it could be legible. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't have to, you don't have to make somebody want to look at it at first, right? But let's get in the habit of just writing them down. Write them down and put them out. But Pete, I'm scared. I'm intimidated. I'm this, I'm that. Do you want your goals? Do you want to have a different life? Do you want different results, or do you want the same thing that you have? Because if you want something different, man, God, pull up your bootstraps and let's get going. I just want to start cussing, and I'm doing my best not to do that. All right, so I'm doing my very best to not start just going off on a tirade of vulgar language, because I get that pissed off about it. I get that mad because, man, I know what it's like to have nothing. I know what it's like to have everybody breathing down your throat and to not know where you're going to get a paycheck, to be sweating bullets at 3 a.m. and not being able to sleep because you don't know how to do anything, because you don't know how to create a solution to the life that you're living right now. And what I'm telling you is, I'm giving you a solution. I'm giving you the opportunity. Start writing down your goals and let us help you. Start writing down your goals and putting them out there. And like Kenneth said, look, so what I've done, I've also created a women's only challenge page. And I'm going to actually create a women's only challenge that people will be able to sign up for. Well, women will be able to sign up for. And in the challenge page, that's women only. It's a closed group. So it's not even that anybody can see what you write in there. Because I'm thinking that maybe there are some women that are working for a boss that don't want to work there anymore, but don't want him to see it. Maybe there are some women that want to have a better life, a better family life, and they don't want their spouse to get insulted or insinuate something negative or whatever, right? I don't know. I can't tell you what all the different reasons that are going to inhibit you from putting your goals out there are, but I can do this. I can at least create a women's only group that you can put your goals in, that nobody can see what you post in, right? Nobody can see the things, but we can at least reach out and help you in there. All right. So that way you can write them down. And if there's something we can do, we'll ask you and say, hey, is there somebody we can help you and whatever. But I want to create solutions for you guys. I want to create a better platform and a better environment for you guys to launch off of. But at the end of the day, no matter what I do, you still have to take action, because if you don't start taking action, if you don't start doing something, then everything I'm doing is for nothing. And at some point, I'll just go, okay, well, apparently this isn't working, so I'll start doing something different to impact people. I'm going to change my world. My world's already changing. The people that have been writing down their goals and that are getting involved, their world is changing. And look, if you're writing down your goals and you're just not putting them out there, that's okay too. Tell me about it though. Let me know how it's changing your life. Let me know how it's impacting your life. And I'm going to still tell you right now that the sooner you are able to put your goals out there for everybody to see, the sooner they're going to be able to happen. That's just the reality. Whatever you want to achieve, it's going to take more than just you. It just is. And if it's going to take more than just you, then you need to get a team on your side. And if you're going to have a team on your side, does it make more sense to have a team that doesn't really care or give a shit which direction you're going? Or is it better to have a team that really cares about you, cares about where you're going, wants you to succeed, and doesn't want you to succeed for a weird reason, but wants you to succeed for you? Is that something that you want? Because that's what the challenge is all about. That's the environment that I created there. When you join that group and you're in that group, nobody's going to come down on you. Nobody's going to make fun of you. Nobody's going to intimidate you to anything. The only thing that we're going to do is lift you up. That's it. We're only going to lift you up because the reality is,
go ahead and
tell them all.
I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man.
That's what I am. I'm the man. You should be the man. You guys should be singing that song every day. Well, unless you're a woman, and then don't sing that song, sing a different song. Sing Everything Is Awesome, because I love that song too, right? Because the reality is, everything is awesome.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room,
right?
Roof.
How good does that song make you feel when you just kind of like let it go, right? It's all about being happy. Our life, what we want out of life is being happy. That's the solution to everything. The reason you want money, the reason that you want everything out of life is so that you can be happy, so that you can be fulfilled, right? So start being happy now. Start enjoying the journey. Start looking to the journey. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about the journey. We're going to be talking about goals. We're going to be talking about communication. The first chapter in Questions Are the Key. It's all about communication. It's about how we talk to ourselves. More than anything, communication, verbal communication is by far the most important thing that you can improve. And I'm not talking about verbal communication with other people because that's very minuscule. I'm talking about verbal communication with you. So many times we neglect that part, right? We talk about all the other things that we can improve, but we don't look at what we need to improve with us. What is our self-talk like? What are you saying to yourself over and 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 over with passion and vigor, right? What are you consistently saying? I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I can't do this? Or are you saying I'm amazing, I'm incredible, there's nothing that can stop me? What are you saying repeatedly to yourself? We're going to talk about that. Tonight's going to be awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're already 20 minutes into it. We've got a whole new look, a whole new feel. Questions Are the Key, Sunday night, 6 p.m. every Sunday night. And you can go to peteasmus.com and find out more about me if you're just hearing this for the first time. The other thing that we do is I'm a radio host on Bloomberg Radio. I do that Monday through Friday from 10 to 11. And I'm going to tell you the reason that that's important is because that's one of the very first goals I ever wrote down was that I would be on the radio 5 days a week live. And I thought that was crazy because I had no idea how I'd ever get there. But the reality is when you start writing things down, you start bringing them, you manifest them. And I don't mean that they just happen out of nowhere. I mean, you start writing them down and you start thinking, okay, well, what could I do today? And then somebody says something, somebody does something, and you're like, man, that could get me closer to my goal. And you take a step forward. And you take another step, and you take another step. And that's what this is all about. It's all about taking our fear and putting our fear and launching it. Launching it. Just take it out of here. Launch it. There we go. And let it go. Because fear is only holding you back from getting where you want to go. It's only inhibiting you from moving forward. Fear is a jail. It's a self-imposed jail. If you don't want to be in jail anymore, here's the beauty. You have the key. You have the key to allow yourself to be removed. You have the key to be able to exit your self-imposed jail. The question is, like all of them, are you going to? The question is, are you going to start waking up every morning and going, am I the best? Am I doing everything I can to reach my goals? Because chances are you're not. Chances are every morning you're kind of just getting up, or you're not really excited about getting up, right? We hit the snooze button over and over and over. What does that tell you? Man, you don't even want to get out of bed, right? You shouldn't need an alarm clock. You should be so excited to get out of bed and live your life. So if your life isn't that exciting, if your life isn't the life that you get to just jump out of bed and go, man, thank God I'm alive. If that's not your life, that needs to be number one on your goal list. That your life is like that. so that you can start creating your reality and be, right? If you want to have an environment that is more exciting than life, right? It's more, well, not than life, because that would be crazy. If you want to have an environment that's more exciting than the environment that you currently have, we need to start building that environment to be different. One of the things we talked about yesterday on the Thinking to Succeed call was about how we could communicate with our spouses better. How could we really improve our life? And what was it? And there just happened to be a lot of males on the call, right? So we talked about how could we work with our wives better, right? Man, women do so much. They do so much. And they get paid like, oh man, like a tenth of what they're worth. I mean, it's absolutely crazy, because they will work, take care of the kids, clean the house and everything else. And a lot of times we treat them like an employee. We treat them like they work for us, not with us. And if you want to have a better life, man, have a better wife, have a better environment, right? Start appreciating what you have. And what you have is amazing. There was a reason that you got married to her. There was a reason that you got married to him, right? Find that passion again. It's not hard. It's just going to take work like anything else. And I'm going to tell you that the whole reason that we're doing all of this is to improve your life. That's what we want to do. I seriously don't get it. Every Sunday night, it's like as soon as I do this call, within like 5 minutes, all of a sudden my mouth is so dry. It's like hot, usually hot in here, and then I got the fan on. But man, it drives me crazy. I can talk in front of a room for hours and not have this kind of problem. But anyways, so what I wanted to talk about tonight, again, let's go over this real quick and we'll get into our main squeeze here. The 21-day challenge. Look, you've got to be willing to shatter who you are for who you want to become. And that means at any time. So when you're doing anything throughout the day, every day we have decisions that we make 100, 200, 300, 400, 1,000 decisions every single day. Every single day. So start asking yourself these questions before you make that decision. Is this moving me closer to my goal? Or is it moving me farther away? Or is it moving me in a different direction, right? Is this going to create, am I going to start doing the hokey pokey? Because let me tell you, that is not what I want, right? We don't want, oh man, come on. I just don't know where all these things are yet. There we go. That's not even the base down one, but we don't want to do the hokey pokey. All right. We've had enough of that stuff, right? And if we're not going to do the hokey pokey, then we've got to figure out what we are going to do. And so we've got to have it. We've got to be moving in a direction, right? We've got to be moving in a direction that gets us where we want to go. So when you're moving forward, when you're moving to the left, when you're moving to the right, you may be creating action, but the question is it creating the right action? Is it creating the right results? Look, the fastest point between point A and point B is a straight line. In order to drive that straight line, you cannot look 3 inches in front of you. You've got to look at the goal, right? If you want to get from here to here, you can't look over there to get here. It doesn't work. So what do? You've got to focus on the outcome. When you focus on the outcome, that's the shortest distance between you and your goal, is the outcome. Focus on that. Stop worrying about how you're going to get there. Stop worrying about what the strategy is. The strategies are going to change. They're going to move. They're going to alter. They're going to be this. Then they're going to be that. Then they're going to be that over there. And if you got all fixated on the strategy, well, now that becomes your goal. Your goal became, I want to do this strategy. That's my goal. Okay. Well, it's no longer, do you want to be profitable at it or not? Do you see what I mean? Listen to what I'm saying. When you focus on, I want to be profitable, I want to make $10,000, and we'll just use real estate. I want to make $10,000 flipping a house. All right. I want to make $10,000 in real estate. If you say I want to make $10,000 in real estate, you can move in a lot of directions to get that goal, right? If you say I want to make $10,000 flipping a house, it narrows it down a little bit. If you say, I want to make $10,000 flipping a house in this part of town and and all of a sudden you filter it all the way down, now it becomes almost impossible to reach that goal. But you could at least flip a house, right? If that becomes your goal. Because what if that area doesn't facilitate that? What if it's not a good market to flip in? Now, because you've been so enamored by the strategy, you're not focused on the results. And the results aren't going to be what you wanted, right? Because you weren't even focused on them. You didn't even care about them. So let's care about the results. Let's focus on how do we get to those results? And those are going to be through writing down your goals, right? And you guys, we've gone through this one over and over again. So I'm going to just kind of whip through this. And I want to get to, you can go to gomakesomethinghappen.com and you can get the wristbands. We have those things too, the stickers as well. But the key, talking about communication, the transferring of an idea, emotion, a concept, all right? When we're talking about communication, a lot of times we feel like communication is between me and you. So the communication that we're having right now, right? For those of you that are on this call, right, of the 34 people that are on the call right now, for you guys that are seeing me, you guys are able to get a multiple input, right? So you're seeing my face, you're seeing my expressions, you're seeing all the different things, plus you're hearing my voice and the inflections in it. For everybody listening to a podcast, all you're hearing are the inflections. If you're watching the video, you're getting to see the screen. You can see me move the mouse, right? But you can't see my face. And so every time you lose an input, there's a possibility of a miscommunication, right? So we need to understand the fact that communication, as important as it is, the most important communication, it starts with us. It starts with in the morning when you wake up. What are you telling yourself every single morning? First thing in the morning. Are you saying, man, God, today is going to suck. Oh my God, it's going to be such a horrible day. Are you thinking this is going to be a great day? What are your thoughts going into that day? What are your thoughts every day throughout the day? When you're asked a question, when you think of a goal and the goal seems lofty, let's say you need to make $1 million, right? That's your goal. Is the question you ask yourself, how can I do that? Or is the question you ask yourself, how's that ever going to happen? Because a lot of times when an opportunity presents itself to us, right? Say there's an opportunity to go to, I don't know, like David Fagan's event that's tomorrow at 1 p.m. in LA, right? But you don't live near LA, or you're working or this or that. If you don't see the true opportunity in it, then you're going to let it go. So how do you communicate with yourself to take advantage of opportunities? How do you start to talk to yourself to realize that you're worth it? I'm worth it. What kind of words do you use to take advantage of those opportunities? Or are you constantly coming up with reasons and excuses that they can't happen? Because a lot of times, why is that doing that? That's weird. A lot of times what we do is we look at things like, well, I'd love to be able to do it, but, well, that'd be great, but I don't have enough time now. It's just like going back to the goals. I don't have enough time to write my goals down. How do you not have enough time to plan your life, but you have enough time to hate it? I mean, if you have enough time to not like your life and talk to other people about how much it sucks, right? Don't you have enough time to write down the things that you'd like to be different? Why do we focus on things that we don't want? Why do we sit there and focus on, I don't want my life to be this way. I don't want my life to be this way. Instead of saying, I want my life to be this way, right? I want my life to be like this. Not I don't want this. Stop telling yourself what you don't want. Start telling yourself what you want instead. Don't say, I don't want to be poor. Don't say, I don't want to be broke. Don't say, I don't want to live in this crappy house. Say, man, I want, I will, I am, right? When you're writing your goals, it's even different, but I will live in a different house. I am going to live in a different house next year, this year, whatever it is. And start writing down your goals. Start creating the urgency, the sense of urgency. because otherwise, out of sight, out of mind. And so all of a sudden, here we are 4 years later, and you're still in the same house because it hasn't become a priority for you to move. You're still in the same job because it hasn't become a priority for you to find something different. You're still in the same whatever, unhappy, because you haven't found a solution. You keep talking about what you don't want, and you haven't focused on what you do and start going after that. Look, complaining about things, it gets you nowhere. Let me ask you this. How often are you at home going, man, I cannot wait for one of my friends to come over and just start bitching. Man, that's going to be so awesome. I'm going to call somebody. I've got to call somebody that can come over and start complaining because that's going to make my life so much better. Hi, I don't know. I could say Jan or Bruce because I'm not sure if I say, anyway. So it could be anybody, right? Can you come over so that I can complain or that you can complain? We don't do that. In fact, there's times where we won't go over to people's houses because all we know they're going to do is complain. And they hate their life, and they hate this, and they hate that. Don't be that person. Step up and be different. Step up and love your life. Step up and start painting your life. You have the ability to draw whatever you want. But the question is, okay, I don't know what you're saying, Apple, but be quiet. The question is, are you going to do it? The question is, are you going to stop using those words that are disempowering? Words like try, can't, hope, words like should, right? Are you going to start doing that? Look, we have wristbands. They're $3. If you don't have $3, send me an email. I'll send you a wristband for free. All right. I want to create a change. If this wristband will help you start to see things differently, then let's get involved. You need something, though, that's going to start to react, that's going to start to cause you to go, look, I want something different. Do you want something different? Do you want to change the trajectory of your life? Because it doesn't take something big. It doesn't take this huge movement. It takes something small. Look, 1 degree difference out 300 feet, out 2 miles makes a huge difference, right? It does the same thing in your life. It does the same thing with who you are. 1 small change in trajectory, and we get a whole new destination. We get a whole new place to go. We get a whole new way to do things, right?
Yes.
See, he agrees with me. So start doing something different. Start making a different result, a different action. And start doing that because of all the people on here. I'm going to tell you right now, we've got 43 people on this call. I'm not seeing 43 goals every day. I'm not seeing 43 goals. I'm going to post my goals every day along with you guys now. So just so you guys see that I do them every day as well. I don't want people to think that I don't do it. And I want to lead by example. So I'm not asking you guys to do videos every day, right? I'm not asking you to do any of that. I'm asking you to simply write your goals. Write your goals, hashtag it, join our group, join our challenge, and let us help you take your life to the next level. Let us help you lift you up. Look, have you ever had 20, 30 people telling you how awesome you are? Can you imagine what you can do when that happens? Why would you not want to be part of that? If you're on this call, you're interested in the journey to success. The journey to success is having people support you. The journey to success is not doing it alone. It's doing it with everybody else. It's going on this journey with us. I told you guys before, man, I'm going to get tattoos that have eyes on the back of my neck because my whole thing is we're walking up the hill backwards, right? I want to be at the top of the mountain, but I don't want to be there by myself. I want to be there with you. I want to be pulling you guys up. I'm willing to throw you guys in the raft and carry you, right? Not the whole way. We're like SEAL Team 6. The moment you get a break, boom, you're back out of the raft and you're running along beside us. So what is that going to take? What's it going to take for you to start taking your life seriously? How old do you have to get before you say, I'm done. I want my life to be different and I'm willing now to do what it takes? I'm willing to do more than just talk about it. I'm actually going to start writing it down. I'm going to start writing down what I want to do. I'm going to start writing down where I want to go. And I'm going to start becoming accountable, because floating through life is not working. Building somebody else's dream is not working. It's not building mine. It's not getting me to where I want to go. It's getting them to where they want to go, because I'm helping them do it. Why? Because he had a clear, defined goal. And he put together a strategy to get there. And because of that, I'm now working for him. But if I don't want to do that anymore, it's time for me to build a clear-cut goal for myself. And the clearer the goal is, the easier it is to attain it. The more I focus on the outcome, the straighter the line becomes. The more the less I focus on how I'm going to get there, the less I focus on what it's going to take. And the more I realize that I'm going to give everything that I've got, and I'm going to use every connection that I have, and I'm going to use them all like a muscle, because I understand that a muscle needs to be worked to get stronger. You don't build a muscle by letting it sit there and not do anything. We all know that, right? Why is it that we will run? Now, if you guys don't know, if you guys don't work out, then this is not even going to make sense to you. But imagine, right? Think about when you were a kid and you would run to things, right? Because you were so excited to do them, even though they were work. Like running to PE, right? Woo, it's PE time. I'm going to get to go and throw a javelin, or I'm going to get to go run a lap, or I'm going to get to go do this, or I'm going to get to go do that. It was always, I'm going to get to. I'm going to get to. Not I have to. That's another one of those words that you guys need to change. Stop saying I have to do this and start saying I get to. Because to take it to a weird place, there are people all over the world that can't. They don't get to. They don't even have the opportunity to. But you do. So realize that you at least have the opportunity to change your life right now. You have the opportunity right now to say, I don't need to wait for next year. Monday is good enough. Monday. It only takes a Monday. It doesn't take January 1st. It takes Monday. And that's going to be one of our mantras now for this call, is all it takes is a Monday. That's it. It only takes a Monday to change your life. It only takes flipping the switch, right? We have to let go of the past if we're going to build our future. We have to say it's okay. We have to say, I don't need that anymore. I want something more out of life. I want something more out of everything, right? I want to get to a new place. I want to reach a higher destination. I want to reach for a better goal. Look, don't have goals that you could reach tomorrow. Have goals that are going to take you 5 years to get to. Because think about this, guys. If you make a goal that you could get to tomorrow, right? You can hit that tomorrow. Then what? You got to make a new goal, right? Let's take it though this way. Let's say you put that goal 100 times up, and that goal is something you can't reach for 3 or 4 or 5 years. And you take that and you attack that with the same veracity as you would have the goal that you could do tomorrow. Now, I want you to think about, where are you going to be tomorrow? You're going to be way past where that goal was that you could do tomorrow, right? And in a year, holy cow, you're going to be so much farther ahead of where you even imagined being. But if you don't start taking a step right now, it doesn't have to be a big step. Stop thinking that way out there in the distance, I've got to jump the pyramid. When I say focus on the outcome, yeah, focus on the outcome, but how do we reword that? Focus on the outcome, but focus on the next step too, right? Focus on the outcome, something on the outcome, but focus on your next step, right? So that you're not just something. So we've got to, man, I will come up with an answer to that one though. something on the outcome. It's you keep your outcome in sight, but focus on the next step, right? Because you want to focus on that outcome. You don't want to worry about the strategy, but my God, at the same time, you got to keep making a step forward. And if that step doesn't work, that's okay. We're going to take another one, and then we'll take another one, and we'll just keep doing it. But as long as we have that outcome, right, we're just ping-ponging back and forth to get there. If we don't have the outcome, we're going, and then we're way over here, and then we're over there again, and then we're back here, and we're up there, and we're all over. So focus on where you want to go, right? Shortest distance between 2 points. Focus on that outcome, and then just take each little step. Now, just like a plane, or just like a car, or just like anything else, right? You're going to have a little bit of variance, right? You're going to go this way, and you're going to need autocorrect. You're going to need to keep adjusting. That's okay. That's how we get anywhere. We keep adjusting. Don't think that, okay, I put it on auto. I've got it on cruise control. I've gone ahead and locked down the steering wheel. That's where we need to go. I'm done. I'm going to go in the back and make a sandwich. No, you don't get to go back and make a sandwich. You need to because if you go back and make a sandwich, then we're going to have some. That's what's going to be going on, right? And then you're going to have this whole thing, right? And then you got the whole, I'm making a sandwich. And oh man, I can't even keep track. There's just accidents happening everywhere because you're not up at the front driving your life. You're in the back making a sandwich. And then when you come up, everybody's around you all pissed off because you don't know where you're going. Because why? Because you put the thing on cruise control and you knew what the direction, and you looked at the map and you grabbed your compass, and then you went back and you made a sandwich. And you stopped driving your life. You thought that because you read something once, you thought that because you got excited for 3 days, you thought that because of this, you're done. You're not done. You're not done. Your life, that wheel is in your hand all the time. Here's the other great part that you're not paying attention to. You know, when you pull off to the pit stop and you jump out and you're going to the bathroom and you think that nobody's watching because you're not on the highway, everybody can still see you. So when you're posting things on Facebook and social media, and when you're doing things out in public and you think that it doesn't really matter, it does. It does matter. You are representing your brand 24 hours a day. And if you think, well, I work for somebody else, so it doesn't really matter, you're going to work for somebody else for the rest of your life. Listen to what I just said. If you think it doesn't matter because you work for somebody else, you will work for somebody else for the rest of your life. Your life does matter. It matters all the time. It matters no matter what you're doing. You are creating a brand. If you want people to like you, to work with you, to want to do, look, and you may say, well, I don't care if people like me. You better. Well, I don't care if people want to work with me. You better. Because if you're so egocentrical that you think that you can do everything, man, you're going to be working for people for the rest of your life too. And you may think you don't. You may think, look, I'm going to tell you right. There's going to be Donald Trumps, but they did a lot to earn that ego. We haven't earned that ego. We haven't earned that right. And I don't even think that everybody has to have that kind of ego. In fact, some of the richest people that I know have no ego. Like the richest person that I do know, he drives a crappy car, man. The thing's got dents on both sides. It absolutely blows me away. The guy could own like 30 McLarens easy. And he's got like a 1990 Ford Explorer that has like 2 big dents on the back because he doesn't care. But he just paid $5 million cash for a building. Right? What are we putting our values in? What are we looking at as being important? You know what? The keys to success is understanding the difference between knowing what to look for and knowing who to look for. David Fagan said something that was pretty awesome. It isn't just about who you know, it's about who knows you. Because you may know people, but if they don't know you, you're not going to get that kind of leverage, right? I've had 5 people now that have told me about how they were writing down their goals, but they didn't really see a big benefit. I mean, they saw the benefit for their life and it made everything easier, but then they were like, but it didn't really matter. And then I had this guy hit me up and I got, he offered to help coach me for free and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, did that happen after or before you were writing your goals? After. Do you think that had anything to do with it? I don't know anybody that wants to help somebody that doesn't care about where they're going. But I know a lot of people that if they see somebody motivated, they see somebody that's driven, they want to help that person because they know if they help that person, as that person's shooting to the moon, they're going to be carrying them up there too. Why would I not want to be around a whole bunch of, oh, this is perfect. Baby, when they look up, why wouldn't I want to be around this? We'll be shooting stars just passing by. Right? Don't you want to be a shooting star? Why would I not want to be around 15 shooting stars and just lasso everything and just carry me up? Why wouldn't I want to create a platform that would drive that type of environment for me? That's what all I've done. I've created a platform to find people that I could put around me so that I could offer and give better content, that I could offer and produce better results, better answers for all of you. Going from Sunday to Friday. And I mean, even to the point of Saturday where I want to start impacting kids, man. And I want to start doing teenagers and teenagers also helping kids like that are my daughter's age, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, and really creating young entrepreneurs, changing the direction of this company or this country through people, not through money, not through objects, but through people. Showing people how to be different, how to live different, how to have a different expectation from themselves as much as from life, right? If your word doesn't mean anything, nothing that I'm saying is going to matter. Hell, you don't even care what you say. My word is, it's worth more than anything in the world to me. My word is the most valuable thing I could possibly have. I cherish it and I covet it. And I make sure that when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I make sure that when I commit to something, I'm committed. And I do more than anybody else for the people that are around me. Meaning I focus more on how I can help them than how they can help me. So like, for instance, when Scott took over and started doing a Monday night call, right? That absolutely helped us because we needed that. But more than that, I've created a whole platform around that. I've put him on our websites. I've done so much stuff to build him up. Now more people know who Scott Travis is. And Scott Travis is amazing. So it's awesome that they know who he is, right? I've also got to make sure that I'm putting the right people around me. I put a couple wrong people around me, had to remove them from being around me, right? Now I've got better people around me. We have to do that. Sometimes you're going to make a bad decision. You're going to put somebody around you that seems one way, and then you find out that they're not that way at all, that they're completely self-centered, evil, whatever, right? And that's going to happen. And you can't feel bad because somebody put something over on you. You can't feel bad because you trusted and believed in somebody. I continue to believe in people. People are always going to let me down, but I'm still going to believe in people, and I'm still going to do whatever I can to help build people up, regardless. Now, I'm a perfectionist, so that makes me even worse because I expect that other people should care about things as much as I do. And if you tell me you're going to do something, man, you better do it, because if you don't, I'm going to start getting pissed, because I feel like, man, if I'm going to do that for you, if I'm going to keep my word for you, if my word means that much for you, your word better mean that much for me. Because if it doesn't, I have no desire to be around you. And that's absolutely the truth. If the people around me that you see that are close to me, all those people keep their word. All those people, they're completely a man or a woman of their word. If they aren't, they are definitely not around me. And you'll see that some people have come around me and then they've gone away, right? And I don't talk about them at all. And that's the best thing I can do. See, a lot of you guys, you want to go and bitch and complain about people, right? And sit there and you got their name all up in your mouth and you're saying it all over the place. And all you're doing is giving them attention. All you're doing is driving traffic towards them. The best thing that you can do is stop talking about them. Don't react to anything and walk away. Because the reality is they're going to throw a temper tantrum no matter what, right? So why get involved in that? Is it going to improve your life? No. Is it going to help you? No. And in fact, usually if you get in a 2-year-old fight with somebody, all it's going to do is show that you both look like 2-year-olds, right? A bunch of little kids running around, throwing temper tantrums, throwing stuff and breaking things. And it's not smart. And if you look at any successful businessman or woman, they don't do that. They don't respond or react. They don't say things about other people that are negative. They just don't. There's no point. Again, if I say, Shannon or Scott Travis sucks because of this, right? And he doesn't, but let's just say that. Well, now everybody's going, Scott Travis, huh? Okay, well, let me Google Scott Travis. And now we're Googling Scott Travis, and now we're looking him up, and now we're seeing what's all about him. And the reality is I'm giving him a ton of attention. But I want you guys to have Scott Travis's attention, right? So you guys should all email Scott Travis and ask him some really weird question. Just email him and say, hey, Scott, I was curious. How long is the average house? That's what you guys should email Scott. I think that would be funny. And he's Scott, SCOTT at C2CREIA.com. Just in case you guys wanted to do that. All right. So let's see if we got any questions. I have an intention for the outcome, but focus on the next step. Ooh, I like that, Gil. That was a good one, man. Let's see, because you are on fire. Yes, Mike, that's exactly why I need so much water, because I'm on fire. Thank you. Let's see. The recording from Steve. Yes, Steven, I can do that. Email me at Pete at C2CREI. Here, I'm going to go ahead and type this in for you. REIA.com. There you go. Send to, oh wait, that was, dang it. Pete at, there we go. C2CREIA.com. This sucks because I don't wear my glasses so that you guys can all see my eyes better, right? But then that also means that I can't see very well. So, all right, I think I got that to you. That's my email, Pete at C2CREIA.com. I'm also going to bring up a time for you guys to be able to raise your hand, and I will answer some questions here coming up in just a minute. So get your questions ready for tonight. Anything that you guys could have. All right. Also, what do you guys feel about tonight? Do you feel like this has been a good webinar? Because I've kind of been a little weird, right? I feel like my energy is a little strange right now, but I feel like it's because I have this transition, right? We're talking about the keys to success, and I get frustrated sometimes. I get really, really frustrated. And the reason is this, and I'm gonna just break this down for you. So if this is your guys' first call, I'm gonna let you know exactly why I am the way I am. I was about 7 years ago, I think, my son got brain cancer. Medulloblastoma is what it's called, and he had a tumor the size of a kiwi in his lower left lobe. And I found this out when I was traveling around and I was never home. And so then I came back home because I basically became completely stupid and I couldn't work anymore. And I thought my whole world was falling apart, right? And so I learned through that. And he ended up going in and he became part of a group. There was 40 kids in the group. 2 of the kids survived, right? He was one of them. And that basically showed me that if he could make it through that I could do anything. Like literally nothing could hold me back after this point. And I mean, I remember sitting with him in the house and I mean, him crying because he couldn't go outside, and wearing one of those, the masks, and stuff like that. And so I remembered at that point, because I had to go and work so much that I wasn't able to be at the hospital all the time like his mom was. And I was working more to give her money, and it wasn't being translated like that. It was being translated like I didn't care. And so that ended up straining my relationship with my son, right? And as much as I cared about him, what do you do when you're never there, right? If I'm out making money and sending it and that information isn't getting translated across. And so I remembered that I never wanted that to happen again. I never wanted to be in that situation again. And I was willing to do whatever it took to make sure that didn't happen. And so I ended up getting in touch with the Robert Allen group and EWI, and I started doing mobile homes, and then I started becoming a trainer, and I started speaking, and right? And wrap this all the way up. And one of the other really key points in my life was, again, around my son when he was about 2. And the guy that my ex was with was just being really rude and mean and doing inappropriate things. And I said to her that, you're going to have to, you're going to have to leave this guy, or I'm going to have to take Sage away, because this is crazy. Like, he threw something at him that needs to stop. And she said, I'd leave him, but I can't afford to. I don't make enough money. And so I ended up paying more money for her to become a dental hygienist at that point. I ended up, or I think it was a massage tech at that point. And then I helped her get a job. And so I could help her get away from that. And that kind of leads into why I've done some of the webinars, right? Why we have women entrepreneurs and real estate, because I wanted to impact the women's community. I want to impact women and help them. I want to impact the single mom. I want to help her have a different life. I want to help everybody. But that's the one person, like, if we can make it so that they can do it, then everybody else should be able to do it, right? Because, man, if you're a single guy, that's way easier to do something than if you're a single mom. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of where my passion lies. About 3 years ago, I weighed 260 pounds. I weigh 165, 175 now. I used to chew. I used to smoke. There's all kinds of habits that I quit. And I quit all of these in like the last 2 years. And all of them I quit by asking questions. All of them I quit by realizing that pain was something that was temporary. It may last a day, a week, or a month, but eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. If I do nothing, however, it will last forever. That's Eric Thomas. I know that quote because I lived that quote. I lived it. I lived going through that pain and realizing that, man, look, if you smoke right now, right? Let's be honest right now. Let me take you to a level where I got to. I was chewing tobacco, right? So smoking, chewing tobacco doesn't really matter, right? Chicks really, really are impressed, by the way, with having a big giant dip in your mouth. They love it. They love it. But I needed to quit that habit, right? And the reality is, at some point, is a doctor going to tell me that I have to quit or I'm going to die? Is that going to happen, right? And all of you should be going, yes, because it will. If you're smoking cigarettes, at some point, a doctor is going to come to you and go, hey, by the way, here's a breathing machine, right? So that you can now sound like, wait, no. You'd sound like,
yeah, you'd sound like this, right? Hi guys, I just had my treatment, right?
Isn't that what they sound like? I mean, you sound like you're going to die. You go into the doctor and the doctor goes, hey, by the way, you've got to quit smoking now. Now, this is awesome because you've been doing it for 20 plus years, 30, 40 years, right? So it's going to be a lot easier to quit that habit after you've been doing it for 40 years as opposed to 10 years like it is right now, right? Do you think it's going to be easier in 40 years or harder in 40 years? It's going to be harder. And so my thing was, right now is the easiest time you're ever going to have to make a change. It's right now. I want you to hear me. Right now, this moment in time is the easiest that you're ever going to have to make that change. Every day, it gets more difficult. Does that mean that if you go 5 days, then forget it because it's too hard? No, man. Stop being dumb. Take the dumb person, set them out to the side real quick. Just put them out on the ledge right there. Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. All right. So clean off your face because there was that scared person. You heard him yell, right? Well, we just smashed him and shattered him and splattered him into a million pieces. So stop being scared to take your life back, right? To live your life. This is about you. This is about you getting outside of that comfort zone, right? Here's that area that we live in. Man, my life is so great. My life is so great. My life. No, it's not. You want to change it. You want more out of life. You should want more. Because if you don't expect to have more, how's that ever going to happen? If you don't expect it, nobody else is going to expect it for you, right? So if you start expecting more, you realize that if you don't quit smoking, that
I'm going to sound like
that, right? So we know that it's a logical step. Now we've got to back that up with some good old-fashioned emotion. How do we do that? Well, now we know that we want to change. We know we want to change. We know logically, we know. Why do we still not make that change? I think we still don't make that change because we're still feared. We're still afraid of the unknown. Look, great. I don't want this, but I have no idea what that's going to mean. Right? So some of us, as Tony Robbins says, some of us are attracted to change, right? We're excited about the good things, and some of us need to be pushed away from fear, right? So some of us get pulled towards the good, and some of us push away from the bad. Now, depending on what you are, that's where you need to figure out. When you make decisions, do you make decisions based off of, well, I've got to do that because if I don't, this bad thing could happen? Or do you make decisions based off, well, I've got to do that because, man, if I do that, this amazing thing is going to happen? Which way do you make decisions? And understand that when you figure that out, now you're more empowered because now you can start controlling you. You can start to be your own captain, right? But if you don't know what makes you tick, how do you motivate yourself to do something if you don't know what motivates you? If you don't know that you move away from things instead of moving towards things, but you keep telling yourself all these things that you're going to get, oh man, if I quit this, I'm going to get that, and I'm going to get this, and I'm going to get that. Yeah, whatever. I don't really care. Right? You're motivating yourself completely in the wrong way. And do we do that? Absolutely. Because we don't know. We get excited. So what I want you to do is think back. Think back over the last few days. How have you made decisions? Think back during those major decisions in your life. When you bought a car, did you buy a car because it was a brand new car and you were excited for the brand new car? Or did you buy a car because you were afraid that this one was going to break down sometime? Right? What are those big decisions too? How did you make them? And then when you know that, now we can utilize that to our benefit. Now we can utilize that and put that into our tool belt, right? And we can go, okay, great. Well, I want to make this change. I want to start writing down my goals. So I'm either going to start telling myself, man, if I start writing down my goals, I'm going to start to be able to build my life the way I want to. If I start writing down my goals, I'm going to be able to attain the things that I want. If I start writing down my goals, more people are going to know who I am and what I want and help me get there. Or are we going to say, if I don't start writing down my goals, I'm never going to get what I want. If I don't start writing down my goals, somebody else is going to take them all away. If I don't start writing down my goals, I'm going to be working for this person for the rest of my life. If I don't start writing down my goals, I'm never going to reach my full potential. What is it that scares you? What is it that excites you? And maybe it's a combination of both. Maybe it's, if I don't start writing down my goals, I'm never going to reach my potential. But if I do, my entire life is in front of me. Right now, guys, you have the ability to flip the switch. You have the ability to take your life into your own hands and move forward. You have the ability to literally take the ball and start running. But you've got to decide that you want to do that. You've got to decide that the way that you talk to yourself is more important. You've got to decide that your life, your direction is more important than football, than Seinfeld, than ESPN Center, than whatever it is that you love doing. Whatever it is, your life should be number one, because without your life being incredible, all the people in it aren't happy either. Because when you're happy, when you live and you feel fulfilled, the rest of the people around you feel that glow. They feel that vibrance. They feel that love of life, and they are drawn to you. They're attracted to you. They want to be more around you. They are more like you. They want to be around you. They want to get what you have. They want to get what you have. And what you have, it's not the boat. It's not the cars. It's not the house. It's the happiness. Because they don't want your specific house. They don't want your specific car. They may want things like that, but that they really want is they want to be happy. And those things bring you happiness right now, or those things will bring you happiness right? Because you're going to feel a sense of accomplishment. I'm not saying that money buys happiness. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that money creates an environment where happiness can happen. But it's going to take more than just money. It takes accomplishing things. To be fulfilled, it isn't about having a dollar amount in your look. If you had $1 million in your bank, that's great, but it doesn't get you what you really want. Right? If I say, here's $1 million, but you can't spend it, here's $1 million, but nobody can know that you have it, does that make you happy? No. But if I say, here's your perfect spouse, but nobody can know yet, would that make you happy? Absolutely. Do you see what I mean? A person is something you can have a connection with, right? That's something that you want. That creates happiness. Money is just an object. It doesn't do anything. Literally, that's the one thing. I mean, at least if you had a car, it goes fast. It can give you G's, right? Going from side to side. If you had a plane, it could take off. But money, literally, it does nothing. It does nothing. So what you want out of life is happiness. It's being fulfilled. And if you look at my goal for day 5, if you look at my goal today on personal day 5, it was to be happy and be fulfilled. And I'm not saying that I'm not happy now. And I'm not saying that I'm not fulfilled now. So I am saying that. But I could be happier. I could be farther along. I can always want more. I saw something that I was a Bruce Lee quote. And it said not every goal is meant to be attained. Some of them are just meant as targets. And that's so true. Not every goal should be attained. They should be so high that you are literally reaching for them. You want to make $10 million in a year? Put your goal as 100. You're going to do a lot more to make 100 grand or 100 million, right? So making that 10 should be easy or easier, at least, than making the 100, right? All right. So that is my story. I'm sticking to it. I want to go ahead and open this up. If you guys have any questions right now that you'd like me to talk about, then please raise your hand. Or you can write them in the bottom down here, and I can answer them as well. Anxiety is also why people don't move forward. That's true. I think anxiety, anxiety goes to the fear of the unknown, right? They had a thing where Carly Simon, and this is a Tony Robbins thing, where Tony Robbins interviewed Carly Simon, and she was having stage fright. And he said, okay, well, tell me what happens. She goes, well, when I get on stage, I know I'm going to go on stage, and all of a sudden my heart starts beating fast. My palms start sweating, and I just think, oh my God, that's it. I can't do this. I've got to stop. Right. And he was talking to Bruce Springsteen, and he said, man, you've been doing this forever. You're the boss, right? You must never get stage fright or get excited about shows. That's what it was. Get excited about shows. And he's like, what? Are you kidding me? I get excited every single time I go out. He's like, man, I know what's going to happen because all of a sudden my heart starts beating fast. My palms start sweating, and I think, man, here we go. I'm about to live. The same feelings caused 2 different reactions, but it's the same emotion. It's just the way that we interpret it. It's the way that we look at it. And that's one of the biggest things about what I'm telling you guys about this. When you look at those changes, when you look at writing down your goals and you look at, oh man, there's something different. Get excited about something different and look at it for the opportunity that it's going to bring your life, not for the time that it's going to take away, not for the time that it's going to inconvenience you, that 5 or 10 minutes a day, but look at it for the opportunity that's going to provide you down the road. All right. So let's see what else. And I'm good. If you guys don't have any questions, I am more than happy to go ahead and end this call tonight. I wanted to point out, though, real quick, we do have webinars every week, 6 of them now to choose from. And here are those right here. So Monday, by the way, this is who's going to be on the radio and everything today or this week. So Monday, you got actually is going to be a replay. So Monday will be a replay of last week. Monday night, Scott Travis's Bird Dogging Opportunities, 6 p.m. All the radio shows, everything in blue that you're seeing is all at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific, and everything in gray is all at 6 p.m. Pacific. All right. So you can go, like I said, Tuesday, we're going to have a special guest. I will be telling you about on Tuesday, though. I'm not going to announce it until then. Experts Corner, though, that night, we're going to have Qualifying Investors with Jillian Sidoti. So learning all about how do you do it legally, right? If you're going to be qualifying investors and if you're going to get money from people, how do you do that and not get in trouble? Wednesday, we're going to have Jason Kuzner on, and he is a big dance. He does a lot of choreography in LA. He started his own company. He's from another country. And so he's just a success story. And I love talking to him about, when it comes to dance, when it comes to anything, right? If you want to be an expert in anything, it's repetition. And to talk to a coach of dance, they've got to have some really good techniques that we can use for getting better at forming habits, right? Then starting out the brand new webinar on Wednesday nights. This will be the inaugural one, The Power of SEO with Justin Velfelwin. Thursday, we're going to have Eddie Speed talking all about notes on investing coast to coast. That night, we'll have Ivan Oberon's Money Matters. Friday on Investing Coast to Coast, we will have Sean Morrissey, who is with More Financial. And then that night, Candace Duran will be on Women, Entrepreneurs, and Real Estate with her co-host, Michelle Patterson. And I think I'm going to still be doing those a little bit, kind of as more producing and involved in it somewhat, because it was kind of neat being able to ask a few questions and then have them talk about those topics. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that's happening. Get engaged. All this stuff that we're talking about all here is all absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. So why would you not want to get in contact? Why would you not want to get engaged? Again, here we go. Here's more resources. Things. In fact, you can go onto iTunes and you can search Pete Asmus, and you can actually sign up for every single one of those webinars. And as soon as they get published, they'll get kicked right to your iTunes account. So you can automatically get every single one of our podcasts that happen, from the radio show to the webinars. So that's really kind of all I have on that. Here are the little video, or I guess the pictures versions for you guys. I just created that. I thought that was awesome. c2crea.com/live. You guys can go there Monday through Friday from 10 to 11. Here is the next book that I'm going to be writing, Creating Unbreakable Habits to Become an Unmistakable Success. I don't have the cover for questions or the key yet, which is pretty funny because I'm almost done with that. But besides that, that is all I have for you guys tonight. So if you guys don't have any questions, then I am good. When do I get the book? When it's done, Mike? Besides, I've already given you a few chapters to read, man. But all right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your help. I appreciate all of your time tonight. As always, we're going to be here every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Make sure you tune in. Get locked in for that. Tomorrow, make sure you tune in to Scott Travis on Bird Dogging Opportunities. So, guys, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate all of your input and everything else. Have a great night. And as always, go make something happen, because without you, there is no us. You put the why in our success. Have a great day, guys.
This is how we roll. We hanging around, singing out everything on the radio. Oh, yeah. We light it up. Woo! It's the Dirty Shop Connection, y'all.
Have a good week, guys.